Welcome, Stampers, to another Help Me Rhonda episode. This week's question, actually I'm going to leave anonymous of the name, but I think it is a great question. It's actually one that I feel like I spend hours on the phone talking to my training clients about, so I think it's something we can all use. Let me read her question and see if you can relate to how she feels. I need some advice, but I'm not comfortable posting that or leaving my name, so I understand that. Tonight I had a class that two of my sidelines attended as guests. One of the ladies was very critical about certain things on my projects. Not necessarily the projects themselves, but things like, you could do this and give it a more finished look, or why didn't you do this, or why didn't you tie the ribbon this way. I'm all for customers making the projects their own, but it was the way she said it that was very critical. She also told my customers several times that they could go to Hobby Lobby to purchase paper or purchase something and use their coupon. What? I expect comments like that from customers, but not from a fellow demonstrator. I know sometimes customers will annoy other customers and even annoy us, but her attendance tonight changed the entire mood of my class. No one was having fun, even though I tried to redirect as much as possible. Let me ask you a question. Do you have a negative Nelly at your classes or at your downline meetings? And you know what? A negative Nelly can bring down the whole mood of your classes. And it's so important that you have a fun, positive atmosphere. So this is a very real problem. And it's something that most of us women, we don't like confrontation. We don't want to have to deal with this sort of behavior. But the truth is, it can affect attendance. People will not come back when they come to your class if they are not having fun, or if there is someone there who's negative and having a negative effect on your attendance. So let me give you a few tips. First of all, have you ever heard of the analogy that if you have a rose bush or any plant, and there's one branch that is sucking all of the juice and all of the nutrients from that tree, that eventually the tree will die, or it'll fall over. But when you cut off that branch, the one that is sucking everything out of it, all of a sudden the rest of your branch flourishes and blossoms and blooms. That is exactly the same concept when it comes to this. It is important that you have a critical conversation when it comes to this, and be prepared for it to happen so that when it happens, you're not taken back and surprised, and you can find a way to deal with it right away. Personally, when it happens at a downline meeting or if it happens at a class, I stop it immediately. I have seen this in action from other demonstrators, and as a bystander watching a negative Nelly kind of get softly put in her place, I'm like, yeah, good for you. We all want to say it, but we're all too almost taken back or too shy to do something about it. So it's important that you handle it head on. When someone at my classes mentions another class or Michael or Hobby Lobby or some other company, number one, I never bash another company, ever, no matter what it is. I always just say, don't forget, we're not allowed to mention those names in this room. Remember, we're focusing on Stampin' Up! Tonight, and on, there's no other companies allowed. Those are naughty words. Like in my house, my kids aren't allowed to say the words, shut up or stupid. Those are the naughty words in my house, and they're not allowed to be spoken. Every once in a while, they still pop up. I just have to remind them, no naughty words allowed, and we won't talk about them. So as soon as someone does, and I announce that right up front, just say, hey guys, don't forget, no naughty words talked. And so we're not going to talk about any other company or any other business tonight. Call it out from the very beginning. And so that way when it happens, you can say, no naughty words. Or you come up with your own thing. Naughty words might sound funny coming from you, but from me, it's normal. So that's the first thing. As soon as something they mention some other company, some other class, I don't allow anyone to bring information in about any other retreat, crops, classes. This is a solicitation-free zone, except for me. So you need to have that at all of your events and be very firm with that. The second thing is that negative comments. A lot of times I have to take that person aside and ask them to please stop being so critical. That she's just trying to be helpful and you appreciate that, but please don't speak that out loud in front of your customers. If there's something that she wants to say, then it needs to come from you. Be truthful that you have gotten some comments. I've had other customers complain to me about some other customer, and as uncomfortable as it is and as hard as it is, I've had to have negative conversations. I've even had to go as far as to have a customer who's not allowed to come to my classes anymore because she has made other customers of mine cry because she has been so snotty or snippy, or just say, you can't sit here, or taken a bunch of paper. I give warnings, and then I'll give one warning, and if it happens again, I will tell her, unfortunately, you won't be able to come back again. She wasn't very happy about it, but you know what? And it was hard to do, but let me tell you, my class is a totally different atmosphere because that one negative Nelly is not there. She is able to order from me online. I will ship her kits all she wants to, but unfortunately, she just can't play nice in the sandbox with everybody else. And if you give that warning though, most people will change their behavior right away. So there's my tip for you. Hit it head on. I know it's hard. I know our spirits and our hearts do not like confrontation, but you have to do it for all the other stampers in your room. Thanks again for your question. It was a great one. I hope that helps some of you, and all I can do is just pray for your confidence to have that conversation. It's hard, but it is definitely important. Thanks for stopping by. If you have a question you'd like to see answered on a Help Me Rhonda episode, shoot me an email, and in the subject line put Help Me Rhonda. Remember, there's no H in my name. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.